So we're doing something a little different today. We are going hiking. Yes, hiking. Not a big fan of it. Not a very outdoorsy kind of guy. Not a fan of mud, snakes, animals, rain, snow. The whole being so unpredictable. You know, Mother Nature, you are a scary bitch sometimes. So that's why we're a little, we'll see. But we're going to give it a try. Do a little hiking. I'll let you know how it goes. I guess if this video comes out today or tomorrow, I obviously made it, right? But stay tuned. Two and a half hours later and 3 miles, I made it back to the car. I am safe. I'm really two things right now. I'm extremely muddy. Again, not a big fan of that. And I am sweating tits. That is a good workout. Don't let anybody ever fool you. Hiking is rough. You know, a lot of energy being expended, crawling up the rocks and all that shit. It's good. Still not my thing. I'm much more of a city person. Be rather in the city, taking Ubers around, seeing people or whatever. That's just who I am. Everyone's a little bit different. Everyone's cut from a different cloth. It's how the cookie crumbles. So a couple weeks ago, I was going to a concert and I ended up getting an Uber to take me to the venue. So I go on my phone, I order the Uber, and it says that a Cadillac Escalade was coming. And I was like, oh shit, like, I'm just taking an Uber by myself. I'm not sure why I have an Escalade coming to pick me up. I just ordered the regular Uber. So the car says it arrives, I walk outside, I get in, and I've only been in an Escalade like 2 or 3 times. So it was kind of interesting, it was cool. So I get in the car and I'm always super friendly with these people, and I ask the typical Uber questions. I say, hey, is this what you do full time? Do you do something else? Do you drive a lot? Do you like it? Kind of just to get a quick understanding of, their driving and whatnot. And the first answer back to me is, I'm actually the world's richest Uber driver. And I was like, what? Like, gutsy answer there, dude. Like, way out of left field. All right, dude. I was like, cool. Like, why are you the world's richest Uber driver? Like, what else do you do other than drive? Like, are you a doctor? Do you work in pharma? Do you work in finance? Do you own a bunch of businesses? Like, what else do you do? Like, you can't claim that you're the world's richest Uber driver by driving Uber. It just doesn't work like that. And he says, no, actually, I drive full time. And I was like, okay. Like, now I'm really confused. You gotta explain this. So I kind of laugh and I was like, all right, you gotta explain it to me, dude. So I kind of ask him a few more questions, and pretty much what he tells me is that he drives full time, 40 hours a week. And I asked him, I was like, well, what do you love about driving? I was like, is it the people or what is it? And he goes, I hate driving. So now I'm like, all right, you're the world's richest Uber driver, and you don't own any other business or you don't work another job. This is what you do full time, and you hate driving. And now I'm like, the fuck? Like, something's not right. Like, are you fucking with me, dude? So I start laughing and I ask him, like, all right, what do you mean, dude? You got to explain to me. And he goes, no, I do this full time. I work 40 hours a week. It's something that I really like to do. And I was like, okay, but you hate driving. That doesn't make much sense. And he goes, I know. And he tells me that he grew up for the first 22 years of his life without a driver's license, and his entire family never owned a car. So for the first 22 years of his life, this guy always depended on public transportation or other people to give him a ride. And he said that he hated it, that he would have to wait on a bus to go get groceries, or he would have to walk to the train station when it was raining to go to school, and he just hated that. And he just went through it for so many years, and he was miserable, and he ended up getting his license when he was 22, and then he started driving, and he said that, you know, he loves what he does. And I was like, okay, but you hate driving. And he was like, no, it's not, that's not why I love what I do. And I said, okay, then what is it about that you love what you do? And he said, it's the fact that I get to provide a service where people can have on-demand transportation without getting stuck in the rain walking to the train station, or not having to wait an hour for a bus to come pick you up to take you to the grocery store on a Friday afternoon to get food if you're hungry. He told me that he's been on the other side of the tracks where he's had to wait for rides and things like that, and he hated it so much that he felt like his purpose in life was to never let anybody else go through that. And I was like, whoa, dude, that is so cool, because like, how many times you ever run into somebody that actually loves what they do, and it's not because they make a lot of money. It's because they found their purpose, and they get to do their purpose every single day, or they get to do their passion every single day. And in this case, it wasn't driving that he liked. It was the direct byproduct of driving that he liked, is that he got to provide a service to people, and he never wanted people to feel the way he did for the first 22 years of his life in terms of, you know, transportation. So it was just kind of cool that he called himself the world's richest Uber driver, and it wasn't because of, you know, a monetary aspect of it, but it was because he loved what he does, and he knows that not a lot of people actually get to say that they love what they do on a daily basis. And just thought I'd share that story with you guys. It's not every day where we run into people that absolutely love what they do, and it's not because of money, but it's because of what they actually do, and kind of the effect they have on other people's lives.